Hi Stitchy friends, it's Kara, the Granite State Stitcher, both here on YouTube and on Instagram, and I am coming at you today with a FlossTube Extra. I wanted to do a recap on the retreat that I just went to this weekend called Celebration of Needlework. And if you have never been to this event, and yes, I call it an event because it is so much more than a retreat, please grab a drink, pull up a chair, have a seat, and hopefully something that I present to you or talk about today will inspire you to want to register for this retreat next year. So let's get started. This is my first time attending, and I live here in New Hampshire, and I've never gone to this. And I'll tell you something right now, I will be going every year from now on. It was that fantastic. And it's not just a retreat in the way that we think of a retreat, that you go away for a weekend and you sit and stitch, which you could. There were people that did that. But this retreat offers so much more. They offer lectures, they offer classes, they have a vendor mall, which is basically one of the ballrooms. It was truly amazing. The people that were there representing this event were so knowledgeable, and I definitely walked away more educated and just blown away by things that I did not know. It's a 4-day event. It starts on Wednesday night and actually goes right through till Sunday morning at noon. Arrive on Wednesday night for registration. Here is the show booklet that they hand out to you. And Wednesday night was a meet and greet with the designers that were there, and also to get to know the instructors, the teachers. It's kind of like a mingling thing. And you get to participate in an event that night put on by the designers. And so they handed out their own patterns. So this is by Denise DeMore, and this is called The Sheltering Tree. Let me back up a minute. The theme for the celebrations retreat this year was friendship. So everything was centered around friendship. So this was the design that Denise DeMore brought, and it's called Sheltering Tree, and it is a pear scissor keep. And these come all kitted up, complete with fabric floss instructions. Even got the scissors for this. And so cute, so cute. The next one is by Barbara Jackson. This is Friendship of the Heart. And I actually started this. I got this whole top section done over here, and I'm stitching this lady right now. So I did start this weekend. And let me just say one thing about Barbara Jackson, and I'll talk more about the instructors in a minute. I learned so many new stitches this weekend because of this lady. I had never heard of some of them. So again, you walk away definitely learning something new. This one is Measure Twice by Pam Reed, and it's a little ruler case. And again, it's the pattern, comes with the kit. And then the fourth one was a needle book designed by the Purple Thread. Again, the complete kit. And you get the templates. So that was Wednesday night. And again, fabulous meeting these ladies, learning about their designs and their backgrounds in the meet and greet. So then Thursday, get my little schedule here. Thursday morning, started off with classes. And again, you can sign up for these classes online, or if they had openings available, you could register for the classes the day of. And even if the classes were full, if they had kits left over, they had a booth inside the vendor hall that you could go and purchase the kits. And they were just called Make It and Take It kits. The instructors, so let me talk about the instructors for a minute. The instructors are from all over the world, and you learned different techniques, different things that I didn't know. And it was just very fascinating either taking a lecture from them or participating in one of their classes. They had about 20 vendors in the vendor hall, and they had a couple of trunk shows. JBW Designs had a trunk show. Teresa Koga had a trunk show. Romney Creations, I guess the woman from Romney Creations was actually there at Celebrations last year. She sent a trunk show this year. Rosewood Manor sent a trunk show, Karen Kluber, and that was in the Inspired Needles booth. But they had so many vendors there. Silver Creek was there, Inspired Needle. So there, Wood Turnings by Cynthia. She's fabulous. She's from Dover, New Hampshire, and just a picture of her booth. But you'll see these in the pictures at the end too. She does handheld, wood designed tools, not only for needlecraft, but also for quilting or any type of sewing. Still Stitching was there. That's Susan's shop. Needlework with Jim. He had so many bags in every size you could think of, from big, huge project bags to little carrying pouches. And those were cute. There was one woman there, I think it was Sister Lou Stitches. Her whole booth was just fabric. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Like I said, Silver Creek was there. Stitch New England was there. Fresh Vine Designs, just some. And you get this book and it lists them all. Okay, so going back to the schedule, and let me now get into some of the classes that I took and that were offered. So they had a couple of the different Nantuckets. You could make a pin keep. You could make a Nantucket caddy type thing. They had embroidery courses. They had a pulled bead and flower class, which looked very, very interesting. How to do beaded flowers on stitched work. Pineapple Pleasures, which was a box. They did a couple of round robins on Thursday night. They did a blue needle and yarn keep, America the Beautiful. That was a little sampler box. I did that one. Samplers Remembered. The Artois class that I talked about, snippets of embroidery, the embroidery montage. So they had a lot to offer, and those are only some, and that's because they're not all on my class schedule because I hadn't registered for them. But let's get into the classes that I took, which were very interesting. So let me pause you for a second. Okay, I'm back. So the way that the courses ran, You could sign up, like I said, you could sign up for them online. If they had openings available, you could sign up for them the day of. And you didn't have to, the way that I had it arranged in my schedule is I went Wednesday night to the meet and greet. I took one class on Thursday afternoon. I took one class on Friday afternoon, and then I took two classes on Saturday. So, and again, you could go just on Wednesday and then back on Friday, or however your schedule works out if you're local. Obviously, if you're from out of town, you were just staying right there at the hotel. So the first class that I took on Thursday was called Let's Frame It. And this was a class on how to frame your own pieces. So complete with instructions, and you were provided with the necessary materials that you needed, complete with rubber gloves and the frame and the fabric to work with. You got the little board, and basically you learned how to do the stitching for your framing. Now this one isn't finished because I haven't gone back and done this section yet, but the frame provided by Pam, and everything cut out perfectly to fit right in there. Now I'm probably going to cut the threads out of this because I love this fabric. It's Vintage Country Mocha. So I'm probably going to stitch something on this that will be this size. And I already have the frame ready. I have obviously the board, and the instructions teach you how to do the backing, how you put that on, the tools that you use to put the little, I don't even know what they're called. If I look at my instructions, I'll know that. The framing points, they tell you materials that you'd want to get if you were going to be doing this on a regular basis for yourself. So very instructional. I definitely learned a lot, and very happy that I took this class. And then the next class that I took was the Pineapple Pleasures box, which was put on by Barbara Jackson. Take the pattern out for you. So that was the pattern. And again, it was the box, the little scissor fob, and the needle book, all with the pineapple design, because again, the theme of the retreat was friendship. And again, comes with all the materials that you need, even the little scissors for the scissor fob, floss, I'll put that in afterwards, and of course the little box. The lid comes off, and this is darling. It's, Pam's husband and now her son-in-law do such a fabulous job with these boxes. They really do. So that was the second class I took. The third class I took was put on by Denise. It's a design by her friend, Giulia Punti Antici from Italy. And this is called America the Beautiful. And it's this little shaker basket with a pin cushion and a needle book. It comes with the fabric. And I can't get over, I mean, this is so thoughtful. She has this, and of course she sent these from Italy because she couldn't be here. So Denise was kind of her stand-in. But everything that she sent. Now here is the bottom. She has the cutout board for the bottom and the felt and the interface and the material that goes on the bottom. And then the pin cushion, material, ribbon, batting, the needle book, needles, felt, material, interfacing, everything came all kitted up for each project. All the floss. And then the materials to make the handle with all the instructions for all of it. So again, very well thought out. The class was awesome. Denise went through the instructions step by step. She answers any questions that you have. Couldn't be easier. And then the class that I made yesterday, that I took yesterday, which I made this, I took Janice's class. I was able to get into one of her Nantucket classes, and this is the Nantucket needle case. I mean, look at that. My first weaving attempt, folks. Isn't that cute? Maybe it'll help you see it better. But isn't that cute? And the inside, it has the little screw on top. So adorable. So adorable. And like I said, that weaving bug has bitten. Ooh, I want to get into that so bad. All right, so for haul, you can't be there and not go into that ballroom, let me tell you. So when you first registered, you got this pin. It's the 2024 Celebrations pin. And then you got a couple of needle minders, again, that have pineapples on them. Shopping. Okay, so let's start with this. Of course, I had to go to Janice's booth. And I got one of her baskets. And look at this. It's actually a little caddy. Sorry, I still got the price tag on there. And see how it has the wooden base? Again, that's one of the distinctions of Nantucket baskets. So I got this from her, and this is cherry wood. Just gorgeous. Can't wait to use this in my sewing area. And I also got these bee pins from her. So cute. And then, of course, not that I needed to buy anything, because I didn't, but you can't go and have all that stuff right there and not spend money, right? Okay. So I went to the old Colonial booth and I got this mending box. I just have a thing about boxes. I love them. Again, comes with box, complete kit, box, fabric, everything. Let's save that. I went to Julia's booth. Actually, I'll save Julia's booth because I have multiple things to show from there. Went to visit Silver Creek. Got patterns from her. Autumn wardrobe. This one. He is risen. Oh, I'm sorry. And the earth sang. Back to the grind. And blessings. Oops. So those came from Silver Creek. Then I went over to Stitch New England's booth and I got the latest release of Blackbird Designs. A little bit of spring. Oh, another one that I got from Old Colonial Designs. Now this is a reproduction sampler, Sally Haynes, and it's a Boston reproduction sampler. Boston, 1785. Hopefully you can see that without the glare. So I got that just because Boston, right? Then I went over to Sue's booth, and this is the design that Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery did for her. And it's called Susan's Celebration, a Zuiderzee inspired mini sampler. And here's the back, and there's a picture of Susan right there on the back. And here's the sampler again. And there's actually a red version on the inside cover. But he did it putting Susan's name up here. So again, that has not been published yet, but she was able, he sent her copies so that she was able to have them in her booth. Okay, so then back to Julia's booth, and Denise, which Denise, her cohort, was there manning. First of all, I got her 12 months of Christmas ornaments. And these were absolutely beautiful. Denise had these stitched up, and they're just very, very elegant. So we have January and February. March and April. May, June. July, August. September, October. And November, December. And again, you know, you just think, oh, ornaments. Everybody does ornaments, but to see these in person, and I probably, if I had just seen these online, I wouldn't have bought them, but to see them stitched up in person, they were gorgeous. So I told you that Denise does these dolls, and I wouldn't even call them a doll. They're called pincushion dolls. And basically, like I said, the torso and the upper body is porcelain, and then you make the dress and you have the stand, which is the batting, her base, which is the batting, and that's the pincushion part. So I chose one, and I liked this one because she just looked simple. Not simple like as an easy, but I just liked the simplistic design of it. And this is called Norma June. And this is her dress, and you embroider her dress and attach it. The instructions are all in here. And if anything, I'll just have, even if I only do this one, I will do this and have her up on my shelf because I think that she's very pretty. The other ones were obviously more involved. Like I said, they had queens, they had ballroom gowns, they had a duchess, or somebody from the Netherlands. The new patterns that she's coming out with that she did tell us about, they are doing a Irish doll, a colonial doll, and then there's another one that represents the textile mills. And then there's one more, and I think it's another queen doll. But again, I think of these as porcelain figures with pincushion bodies, I guess, because it's certainly not dolls that you would play with. But you get the porcelain. I won't take her out because she looks like what's here that I just showed you. So you get the porcelain torso, and then you use the instructions to make her dress and the pincushion underneath it. So we'll see how that goes. Something new to try. Like I said, I saw things this weekend that I've never seen before or never heard of before, stitches that I didn't know about, items that to make that are really creative. And, you know, I think that that's one of the advantages of having these instructors that are worldwide is they see what other countries are doing and they can bring those patterns back here to the US and expose us to them, which I think is great. Okay, so just one more thing to show, and this was last night. To recap the whole weekend, they had a dinner, and you could sign up for the dinner, and they had raffles, they had door prizes, they had a silent auction to raise money for cancer, and it goes to basically cancer research that involve cancer types that affect women. So breast cancer, ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, ovarian cancer. So that's what the money is raised for. Obviously, a very good cause. So when you show up there, you get swag, of course. We walk into the room and all of our table settings, you know, we did a bingo game, and the center of our table was a big box, and it was like a Yankee swap. So if you won bingo, then you could swap your box with somebody else's table, and each box was filled with different items. You didn't know what was in the box until the end, and then everybody opened their box, and of course it was enough for each one at the table. Some boxes were filled with fabric, some boxes were filled with floss, others had patterns. That was very cute. Our box had a pattern called Sea Time by, who's this by? Fairy Wool. I've never heard of them. So they must have donated this. So this is the pattern that was in our box. So we got that, and there was also a little, everybody had fruit notepads. Again, it was fruit themed because of the pineapple and the whole friendship thing. So that was so cute. And then we had this, Susan had this at everybody's play setting. And it's a little caddy, fabric caddy, has the wide bottom. And she had filled it with, now she had, in her lecture was amazing. And again, she had samplers to display that were from all over the world. And we were in a lecture hall, which is an amphitheater style lecture hall. And so it has the long tables that go from one end to the other, and you walk down the sides. She had a sampler. It had to have been 60 feet long, and it took up one whole table. When she unrolled it, it was amazing. She had a lot of samplers like that, but she also does band samplers. So this is what was in our bag. And matching floss, and then the instructions to do this sampler. And I'll just hold it back here. But isn't that cute? So that was from Susan at our place setting. And I love this fabric. And she was selling antique samplers too at her booth. And then we had a little zipper plastic, like pencil case type thing. And we had this vintage heirloom tomato. And this pattern came from one of the members, either grandmothers or great aunts. And she had made this. And this is her pattern that she had designed. A vintage tomato. So we all got this pattern. And then we have another from the purple thread, just a little house pattern. A little traveling case type thing. Opens up a little pouch. Cute. Celebration of 30 years of publishing. The Country Register, your statewide guide to premier shopping and events. So this is for Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut, just various shops to visit. And then we got the latest edition of Punch Needle. So that's about it. And again, I just can't say enough about this event. I thoroughly enjoyed it. There was something there for everyone. Like I said, you could pick and choose what you wanted to do. The location is great. Tons of nearby restaurants, plus the hotel has a restaurant there in it. They had multiple rooms set up for stitching, so in between classes, you were able to find a spot to sit and stitch while you were waiting for your next class to start. They also had the lectures going on in between classes, so if you wanted to go sit and listen to a lecture while you were having your lunch, you could do that. It was just very well organized, and I'll definitely go back again. And I encourage you, if you've never been, to go check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. So that's it. Sorry I rambled at some part. I will include pictures in the end. If I didn't include them during the video, I tried to do that. I will list everybody down below, all the instructors that were there, so you can check out their websites, because they do have other, like I said, Sue takes groups overseas on tours. I know that Denise also does, oh, it just slipped my mind, Galleria. She also participates in Galleria. Again, I'm just rambling now, but I will remember or try to remember to put everything down below. And like I said in my last video, I will not have another regular video out this week. I'm heading to Ohio very early in the morning Thursday, and I will be there for Memorial Day weekend. So I'll be getting back to you once I get back from Ohio. Okay, so take care and happy stitching. Bye.